Welcome back. America's opioid epidemic has hit the schools. Federal agents are warning parents about fentanyl pills that look like candy but could be deadly. They're calling it rainbow fentanyl, and it's been being seized in states across the country. And this has parents terrified, with many of them asking how they should talk to their kids about this dangerous drug. So today we are talking with award-winning author and parenting journalist Donna Tatro. Donna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. So
I think the big question that parents are asking is, how do I start talking to my kid about this, and when should I start talking to them about this?
Yeah, it's really a sad situation, and we actually should be talking to our kids about this in middle school because we really want to be proactive and looking at this from the lens that, my kid is a great kid, this kid is involved in athletics or is a scholar or whatever they're doing, but risks, teens are supposed to take risks. That's what happens. Their brains are wired for risks. And so they can take these risks not knowing that this could cost their life. And so it's something that we really need to educate ourselves as parents and to then educate our kids.
When we're talking about having those conversations with kids as young as middle school, what do you want to make sure that you make clear with your child without making them feel that they're being lectured?
Oh my gosh, exactly, right? I have an 8th grader and a 9th grader, and they don't want to hear it, right? Because they roll their eyes. They say, I'm not going to do something like that. But what we want to do is we want to tell our kids and educate our kids and tell them that their teen brains are wired to take risks. Also, peer pressure is there. So they have to remember how to exit cool out of a situation. And we can practice these skills with them. We can tell them, say your friend says, just have this pill, trust me, it's not that big of a deal. But we have to have these strategies in mind to walk them through, what would you say in this situation? How could you exit cool? Here at in Los Angeles at the UCLA Lab School, they teach kids how to exit situations in a cool way. Because if a kid can't exit a situation cool, they're not going to exit. So an athlete might say, I want to stay clean. Or, a kid who has dreams for the future will say, I've got too much to live for. So there's things that we can do as parents to talk to our kids to get them ready for these pressures.
And you kind of mentioned my teen's a good kid, kind of parents maybe not even realizing how present it is in their lives. And you've been covering this epidemic really at this point in California. What are you seeing?
So what we're seeing is the number one problem is social media. It really has changed the game, and drug dealers are going into our kids and trying to get them to take these drugs. So that's the first problem. The other thing with kids that we have to remember is that kids this age, they want to experiment. Can't experiment the way maybe our generation did. It's just not something that's possible. We know from doctors, this kills. Just a speck of fentanyl will kill your child. And so we really have to have these conversations, not to scare them, but to educate them. And also we know that kids are looking and seeking to have pills on the internet because of stress, anxiety, and depression. And so instead, we need to proactively teach our kids mental health strategies, to ask for help, to try to do what they can instead of going to this pill form that could be deadly.
When you're talking to children about the risks involved with this type of drug use, what should you be telling them? I'm sure some parents are afraid of scaring their children, but they're trying to find that line and keeping them informed.
Well, exactly. And interestingly, when I showed my 2 boys a documentary that is out there that I think is really important, it is called Dead on Arrival. It's on YouTube, and kids and parents should watch it. Parents, I think, should watch first to make sure that it's age appropriate for their kid. But when I showed my 2 teens this, one of my teens said, "You don't trust me." I said, "No, it's not that I don't trust you, sweetheart. I know that peer pressure is present. I know that experimentation is present. And I know that your changing brain wants to take risks." So it's this education over and over again, just talking to our kids, but not lecturing.
A lot of important information there, Donna Tatro. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about this, frankly, disturbing trend.
Thank you so much for having me.